Good morning, folks. Today we are here going to talk about acquiring some near map image data, georeferenced image data. Georeferenced simply means that the images come downloaded from Nearmap with a world file that will tell them how to orient themselves and where to go coordinate wise in Civil 3D. So we're going to be talking about acquiring Nearmap image data for Civil 3D in this lesson, and we'll just jump straight to the lesson here. I already have Nearmap logged in. If your company does not have a membership to Nearmap, I would highly recommend it because it is the most current image data that I have found anywhere on the web. So when you're logged into Nearmap, here's your dashboard for your map browser, and you can see that you can organize them by projects, or you can just simply go straight to the map browser by clicking here. And this is what we're going to do. Click here, and the machine is going to chug for just a minute, and then it will show you the map browser. I'm going to maximize that so you guys can see it a little better. And you've got a search here, so wherever you're at, you can run a search here. I'm just going to run. Here's some recently viewed. I'm in North Mississippi here at South Haven. So I can look here, and it just zooms into the center of South Haven. By the way, if this little marker, whenever you're zoomed in, this marker appears. If it gets in your way, which it will ultimately, whenever you export the image, you don't want to see that. So you just simply pick it and hit delete, and that will go away. I hit delete on the keyboard, and it goes away. And we're not going to define the entire area of South Haven, Mississippi here. This would be a huge file if we did. But I'm just going to zoom to around an intersection here, and we're going to pretend that we have a site in this area. Yeah, here this looks like a perfect place to put a good site here, somebody's field. So here we go. I'm going to draw the search area here as a rectangle, and this just gets me the image, the data that I want to export here. Try that again. Yeah, sorry. Seem to be having some problems out of the machine this morning. There it goes. Uh, if you pick too long, it goes into a pan mode there. So you got to do a quick pick on it to get it into rectangle mode there. So this is our area that we're searching here for images. You can identify this area to begin with. Most of the time I do that, but I also can just go straight to exports here. And exports will just start with an area that's on your screen here, and you can just size it in there. Actually, I believe I will just, I think I'll just use the export area here. You could do either one, by the way. It will export what's within the rectangle here. However, I think it's probably just better to just use export here. Anyway, so we've got the export type over here on the left side, basic and resolution. And when you pick to include a georeferenced file here, you can see that it is here that we get the projection, the datum and projection that we need. Here in North Mississippi, we're NAD 83, Mississippi West Zone, U.S. foot. So this top one here, I'm going to pick that, and then I'm going to hit confirm the export. And it tells me the export's in progress. The machine's going to chug just a few minutes, and then it will appear in my downloads folder, or it will show me when the image actually gets downloaded. This might take just a few minutes. I'm going to pause the video while this is working, and I'll see you guys in a minute when it comes back. Okay, that download is finally ready for us now. Here we go. You can see in my downloads, I will save as. And I'll just place this on my desktop under a folder called test here. and open that, and I'll just save this out. And once it says that it's downloaded, I will hit open file here to view the files. You can see that they are in a zip file. They need to be extracted through Windows, standard Windows. You can extract them straight here. And I'm going to change the name of this long name here. It's going to create a folder by that name if I don't change this. I will call this training. So it will now create a folder under my test folder called training. We'll extract that data to it. It is extracting and is now showing me that my data is at desktop test and training. By the way, if you want to rename this data something that is shorter to your project, you can, but you have to make sure that you name both of these files the exact same name. One of them is the world file. If I list the details on these files, you'll see that one of them is a JGW or JPEG world file, and then the actual image itself is a JPEG file. So as we go here, we're kind of done with Nearmap now. We've got the data that we need extracted from it. I'm just going to minimize all that. And then I'm going to launch Civil 3D. And I'm just going to do a brand new project here, a new file. And the first thing I'm going to do when I get into Civil 3D here is I'm going to do its drawing settings as well. Over here in the side in the tool space, if you don't see this tool space running down Civil 3D, there's a giant button up here in the upper left corner that says tool space. So if yours is missing, you certainly want to turn it on. And you should see these tabs: Prospector Settings, Survey, and Toolbox. Again, if you don't see those are on these respective buttons next to the tool space here. The one that we're concerned with is settings here, so we're going to click settings under Prospector. And here where it says drawing 1, I'm going to right click on my drawing name and hit edit drawing settings. Now here you can see on the first tab here it says units and zone, and you can see right now that we are at no datum and no projection. So we want to change that to wherever we're at here, and I'm just going to pull a list down here. Actually, sorry, I meant to do up here at categories. You pull down this list, go down to USA. I'm going to USA, Mississippi. Again, we're in North Mississippi, NAD 83, West Zone, US foot. You can see that options available to us right here. Again, apply whatever coordinate system to your location. And we click OK. Now, once I have the drawing at the proper coordinate system, I'm ready to bring in the Nearmap data. The easiest way to do that is using Civil 3D's map functions. I rarely ever use ribbons for much, but I will type in commands on the keyboard, and the command we're going to type today is map. I for image, and then insert. So the command is map I insert. Hit enter. This shows me that I'm already in my test drawing from a previous export that I had the other day. I'm just going to go into training and find the new image. Once I pick this image and click open, you can see that Civil 3D, because the image and the world file are in the exact same location, which they must be, you can see that its correlation source has already picked up the world file, and it's already set its insertion point, rotation, and scale based upon that. So this only happens in georeferenced image. So we got the world file as a correlation source, and we don't really have to concern ourselves about the insertion point or any other thing because all that's set for us. With that, we just click OK. The machine chugs for just a minute, and we're going to zoom extents to get our image in there. And just to show that this is at world coordinates like it should be, I'm actually going to turn on some of Autodesk's built-in imagery that comes through the geolocation ribbon up top here. So if I turn on the Autodesk Bing imagery, or the map aerial. This sometimes comes from Google and sometimes comes from Bing. But if I turn on the aerial behind this, it should line up perfectly with what's going on here. Yep, you can see that the Nearmap image matches the Bing image. Well, to some degree here, you can see that the Nearmap is actually a little bit closer coordinate-wise than even the Bing imagery. Um, Again, the correlation source here is always, you always want to trust the Nearmap because this is a higher resolution and they are actually photogrammatically correct through Nearmap. So, and of course, some of the imagery that comes from Autodesk in the background is average at best in pixelation, and there's certainly no rubber sheeting ever applied to it to make it fit the world coordinates. So anyway, I'll turn that off just to show y'all that we are in World File. And that wraps up on how to bring in imagery into your Civil 3D project through Nearmap. So I'll catch you guys in the next lesson.